Hello producers and welcome to CEO Nation Z. Today I'm going to be showing you how to sidechain a kick and an 808. Alright, so what is the purpose of sidechaining and why do we need to sidechain? First of all, sidechain is actually a technique used in the mixing process. And it is very important for you to actually sidechain a kick and an 808 because these two frequencies are both at the low end and they are fighting for the same space. So you need to actually clean up that section. If not, it will be sounding messy in the ear. And as the kick and the 808 are both in that same section, you need to actually sidechain the kick and the 808 so that they can actually fit and sound sweet to the ears. Okay, so what sidechaining does that it as one instrument, which is the kick, which is for example our kick for now. By the way, you can sidechain any instruments, any instrument at all. But today we're going to focus on the kick and the 808. So what the sidechain does that one instrument implements the sidechain while the other is being sidechained. So the implement of the sidechain for our example today is the kick. So what happens is that when the kick has an impact, it reduces the gain of the instrument being sidechained. So as the kick has an impact, the gain of the 808 goes down. Once the impact of the kick is no longer there, the gain of the sidechain goes back up. So instead of having those clash between the 808 and the kick, it clears up that room and reduces the volume so that it doesn't become messy. Alright, so have a listen to the drum loop that we're going to be using for this example today. Alright, so this drum loop is actually for a remix of a song I'm working on currently, and it's a very popular song that just came out this year, 2021. So leave in the comments and try and guess what song this is. It is a very popular song, believe me. And by the end of the video, I'm going to tell you the name of the song so that you can also anticipate it. Alright, so as you can see, we have the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, and the 808. But as you know now, we are sidechaining, so we don't really need to focus on the snares and the hi-hats, just the kick and the 808. Right, so if I'm to go to my mixer, which is the section that we do all the 808s, the sidechaining stuffs. Yeah, we do it in the mixer. Like I said, it is a mixing technique actually. So you can see I have my kick on channel 1 and my 808 on channel 4. And the plugin which we're going to be using for sidechaining is the Fruity Limiter. Yeah, this Fruity Limiter is actually a limiter and a compressor plugin, powerful plugin built into FL Studio, by the way. It's not a third-party plugin, it comes with FL Studio. So it's a limiter and compression plugin built together, and what I like about it is it has a visualizer which you can see what it's actually doing. So if I'm to play the loop now, you'll see the volume of the 808 going down as the kick impacts. Alright, so you can see that all these purple lines are the compression gain, the sidechaining have been taking its effect. And if I'm to turn off the limiter, you will hear how muddy and how glitchy it sounds without sidechaining, to show you the importance of sidechaining. This is just the kick and the bass. So what if it's kick and the 808, sorry. So what if we have other instruments and other frequencies coming in? You see, you have the bass and all those kind of things coming together, and you don't have just these two sidechained and cleaned up at the low end. It's going to make the whole thing messy. That is to tell you the importance of sidechaining. can see that it is all those glitch sounds and all those things. We don't want them in our track. Yeah, sometimes you might go for a glitchy 808, but not like this. This is not how you achieve a glitchy 808. For example, I have my distortion plugin right here. If I'm to increase it, which I will when I sidechain the track, you will notice the difference. Now it is just, that's not how you want your glitch 808 to sound. You don't want it to sound like that. But with the sidechain on, you will notice that it is clean. It is still glitchy. It is still distorted. Sorry, it's distorted. Distorted is the word I'm actually want to be using. It is still distorted, but it is a clean distortion, not a messy distortion. Without the sidechain, with the sidechain. So you can see the importance of sidechaining our tracks. Right, so then how do we achieve this sidechain now that we know the importance of sidechain? By the way, you should know that by now that we are using Fruity Limiter. So let me just close this, delete this entirely, and we'll do it. So let me just delete this entirely and we'll do it from scratch. So first of all, what you want to do is that you want to actually link the instrument that is going to implement the sidechain and the instrument that is going to be sidechained together. And the way we do that is by clicking on the instrument that is going to be implementing the sidechain first, which is our kick right here, and then we go over here to this knob. Now I just turned it off right now. What you do is that you can see this is our 808. We'll go down to this channel, this knob right here, you right click and you click on sidechain to this track. Now you can see that you have this kind of almost invisible, faintly visible green line that is linking both of them together. That is the kick and the 808. Once that is done, they are linked together. What you then need to do is that you just need to go and add your Fruity Limiter plugin, Fruity Limiter, and then you go over to the comp session. Alright, so here first of all, what you do is that this sidechain over here, you right click and you see, because we have linked it together, that's why it is visible here. If you don't link it together, you won't be able to see this. But now that we've linked it together, we can now select the kick. So it is now the kick that is now doing the sidechaining work for us. What next is now to impute how much reduction and how much compression you want the sidechain, how much compression you want the sidechain to implement. Okay, as you can see right now here, we have the threshold, we have the knee, we have the ratio, we have the attack and the release. These are actually the main 5 knobs that you should worry about when sidechaining, by the way. The threshold, by the way, is just, as you can see, as it's going up and down, you can see this blue line that is going up and down as I'm increasing the value. This is like, shows how low it can go, like the extent to which it can be reduced to. That is the threshold. One thing I like about the Fruity Limiter is it gives you a visual representation of what you're doing. So you can see what's happening as I'm increasing the name. It just kind of smoothens the compression process right here. And then the ratio does the same thing, but this time it has a sharp. The ratio is, but this time it has a sharp knee. It is not kind of smooth. It's just sharp, but you can still add the knee to still smoothen it up again. So let's have a listen to the track without doing any compression yet. It's still very, very messy, as you can hear. So now that we have a frequencies to work with, let's just reduce some things. Okay, we can do it here. Then add a ratio, just reduce it a little bit. Then the attack should always be at 0. because you want it to be like immediately the kick is impacting, the 808 is being reduced. If we increase the attack, what happens is that when the kick impacts, it takes some time. It like fades down before it reaches this threshold, the limit to which is going to be compressed. It takes a little bit of time, but you don't want it at time. You want it to be immediately the kick is impacting, the gain of the 808 is being reduced immediately. So you want the attack to be at 0, totally 0. Then the release, you don't want it to be 0 at all, because then there will be no compression at all. So you just want it to be, you can actually increase it to the end so that it can actually fade out back to the main volume after the kick has had its impact. Alright, so now that we have this, let's now have a listen. Alright, so you can see that it is still sounding glitchy. So what I want to do is, I want to actually increase the threshold, reduce the threshold, sorry, to a lower value. Right, then also I can also still increase the release and then play along with the need a little bit. Just have fun with this section until you get exactly what you want. Alright, so that sounds pretty good, and that sums it up for sidechaining. So simple. And by the time you get hold of this and doing it constantly, you notice that it is just a very simple process, and it's just within 1 or 2 touches you're done with it. So even if you can get like over distorted and increase this value to a high value, you notice that it still sounds smooth in the ears. Alright guys, so that is it for today's tutorial, and hope to see you next time. Please, if you like the video, if you sincerely learned a lot from the video, please leave a like and support me by subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any important tutorial I give to you, so that you get a notification when I upload a new video. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and see you in the next one.